Good morning, all. This is mathematics class of grade 8, and this is my lecture number 12, chapter 8, comparing quantities. And in this lecture, I will be discussing assignment 2 of the same chapter. Let us see now assignment 2 questions. Question number 1 is find MP, that is marked price. You are supposed to find out if SP is equal to rupees 495, that is selling price is given to you as rupees 495, discount is given to you as 1%, and we are supposed to find out MP, that is marked price. Dear children, we have discussed one formula relating SP, MP and discount percent, and the formula is SP is equal to 1 minus D over 100 into MP, where D is given to you in percentage, that is discount percentage is given to you. So putting the values in the formula, it will be 495 is equal to 1 minus 1 over 100 into marked price. After solving the bracket, you will be getting the equation as 495 is equal to 99 over 100 into marked price. Now, MP will be written like 495 into 100. This 100 will be shifted to left hand side. So, it will be 495 into 100 divided by 99. When you will be solving, you will be getting marked price as rupees 500. So dear children, whenever discount is given to you in percentage, SP and MP, any one of these is given to you, and you are supposed to calculate the third quantity, then you can use this formula. Like the formula is SP is equal to 1 minus D over 100 into MP, like we have done in this very question. Coming to question number 2. Question number 2 is, in the year 2001, the number of malaria patients admitted in the hospitals of a state was 4,375. Every year, this number decreases by 8%. Find number of patients in 2003. Dear children, this question is related to the concept of application of compound interest. And what is the application of compound interest we have studied? That is growth and depreciation. Whenever there is decrease in any quantity, then we need to use the concept of application of compound interest, and this is this is where we can use the concept of compound interest, you can say. And we know the decrease of the value per year is called rate of depreciation, and we have learned the formula also. Now coming to the solution of this very question. Number of malaria patients in 2001 is V naught, that is equal to 4,375. Dear children, as I told you that if I need to find the value, or if I need to find the future value, then I need to calculate the V. And so if the number of malaria patients in 2001 is given to you, that means V naught is given to you as 4,375. Rate of decrease per year, that is R, is given to you as 8%. Time 2003 minus 2001, that is equal to 2 years. So these are the variables given to us, that is V naught is 4,375, rate of decrease per year, that is 8%, time is 2003 minus 2001, you will be getting 2 years. Now, number of patients in 2003 we need to calculate, that is, as I told you, that future value we need to find out. What will be the number of patients in 2003 we need to find out? So, V is unknown to us in this case. And we know the formula, V is equal to V naught bracket 1 minus R over 100 raised to the power N. Here, as this is the case of depreciation, that is the rate of decrease per year is given to us. That is why we have taken the minus sign in between in the formula. Like V is equal to V naught bracket 1 minus R over 100 raised to the power N. Now putting the values, it will be 4,375 into 1 minus 8 over 100 raised to the power 2. V naught is 4,375, R is 8%, N is 2 years. Putting the values in the formula. Now this is the equation. V is equal to 4,375 bracket 1 minus 8 over 100 raised to the power 2. Now solving 8 over 100, you will be getting 2 over 25. Then it will be V is equal to 4375 bracket 25 minus 2 over 25 raised to the power 2. So it will be 4375 into 23 over 25 into 23 over 25. As here the number of years are 2, so 23 over 25 will be written twice and it will be further multiplied to 4375. So the value of V will be 3703. So the number of patients in 2003 will be 3703. So be careful while taking the value of V and V naught. In the question, first of all, you need to interpret whether V is given or V naught is given, and then simply you are supposed to put the values, and if it is rate of depreciation, take negative sign in between in the formula, and if it is increase or growth percent is given to you, growth rate is given to you, then you are supposed to take plus sign in the formula. Coming to question number 3, the price of a scooter was rupees 34,000 last year. This year its price is 40,800. Calculate the percentage increase or decrease in the price. As the price of the scooter was given to you in the last year is rupees 34,000 and its price this year is 40,800. We need to find the percentage increase or decrease in the formula, and we have learnt the formula of percentage increase, that is increase in value over original value into 100%, and percentage decrease formula is decrease in value over original value into 100%. So let us see now. The price has increased from rupees 34,000 to 40,000. Original price is rupees 34,000. Increase in the price is rupees 40,800 minus 34,000 will be equal to 6,800. And we know the formula that percentage increase is given by increase in value over original value into 100%. So it will be 6,800 over 34,000 into 100%, that will be equal to 20%. So in the previous question, that is question number 3, we are supposed to use the percentage increase formula. First of all, we have calculated the increase in value, and then using this formula, that is increase in value over original value into 100%, we have calculated the percentage increase in the price of the scooter. Now, question number 4 is, on increasing the price of a cycle by 14%, it becomes rupees 1,425. What was its original price? In this question, we need to find the original price of a cycle, and after being increased by 14%, the new price of the cycle is given to us, that is 1,425. Let us see how we will solve this question. Let the original price of the cycle be rupees y, because we do not know the original price, so we have taken it rupees y, or you can take any other variable also. Percentage increase is 14%. New price, we know that new price will be equal to original price plus increase in the price. So original price, new price is 1,425 equal to original price is y plus increase in the price is 14% of the original price. That is why it will be 14% of y. So the equation will be now 1,425 is equal to y plus 14% of y. Obviously, whenever we are getting the new price of a article or any other thing given to you, then you are supposed to first take the original price and then add the increase to the original price, and then only you will be getting the new price of a particular article. So it will be 1,425 is equal to y plus 14% of y. So 1,425 is equal to y plus 14 over 100 into y, as percentage sign is given, and we know that percentage is a special fraction in which denominator is 100. So it will be y plus 14 over 100 into y. So it will be 1,425 is equal to 100y plus 14y over 100. Then it will be 1,425 is equal to 114y over 100. and y will be equal to 1425 into 100 over 114, that will be equal to 1250. This 100 on the right hand side will be shifted to left hand side and it will be multiplied to 1425, and it will be y is equal to 1425 into 100 over 114, that will be equal to 1250. So the original price of the cycle is rupees 1250. I hope this question is clear to you, and this question is similar to question number 1 of exercise 8.2. Many questions are there in exercise 8.2. This is based on one of the concept we have discussed in the NCERT questions. Question number 5. The marked price of an article is rupees 500. Here the marked price of an article is given to you. The shopkeeper gives a discount of 5%. Discount is given to you and still makes a profit of 25%. Dear children, look at this question very carefully. A shopkeeper is offering a discount of 5%. Even then, he is having a profit of 25%. Find the cost price of the article. Now, first of all, you need to see if marked price is given to us and discount percentage is given to us, can we find SP or selling price using these two? Yes, definitely we can find out. Let us see how we will do this question. Marked price is rupees 500. Discount percent is 5%. SP, we know the relation between these three and we have learned one formula relating all these three. So the formula is SP is equal to 1 minus D over 100 into marked price. Putting the values, SP is equal to 1 minus 5 over 100 into 500. D percentage is 5%. MP, that is marked price, is rupees 500. So putting the values in the equation, you will be getting SP is equal to 95 over 100 into SP. And after solving, you will be getting SP as rupees 475. Now, we know SP, that is 475. Profit percentage is given to you 25%. Can we find CP now from these two? Yes, definitely. We have one formula, as I told you, one formula relating SP, CP and profit percentage, and we have done the formula relating SP, CP and loss percentage. But here in this question, we need to use the formula relating SP, CP and profit percent. So, profit percentage 25%, SP is 475, CP is unknown to us. And we know the formula that CP is equal to SP into 100 over 100 plus profit percent. Putting the values, it will be 475 into 100 over 100 plus 25. So CP will be equal to 47,500 over 125. Solving these two, you will be getting CP as 380. So the cost price of an article is rupees 380. So dear children, in this question, marked price is given to us, discount percentage is given to us. First of all, we have calculated selling price, that is SP, and then using this SP and profit percentage which is given to us in the question, we have calculated the cost price of the article. This is a very important type of the question. I think it is very much clear to you. Coming to question number 6. Question number 6 says, a shopkeeper purchased 250 bulbs for rupees 12 each. A shopkeeper has purchased 250 bulbs and the CP of one bulb is rupees 12. However, 5 bulbs were fused and had to be thrown away. Out of 250 bulbs, 5 bulbs have been were fused. So how many are left? 250 minus 5, so it will be 245. The remaining were sold at rupees 15 each. Now this shopkeeper has sold 245 bulbs for rupees 15 each. Find his gain or loss percent. We are supposed to find the gain or loss percent. First of all, you need to read the statement very carefully so that you should understand what is to be done in this question. Now, as I have discussed every statement of this question, you must be clear now what is to be done. So let us see now the solution. CP of one bulb is rupees 12. and we have 250 bulbs, that has he has purchased 250 bulbs. So CP of 250 bulbs will be 250 into rupees 12, so it will be rupees 3000. And 5 bulbs were fused, so the number of remaining bulbs will be 250 minus 5, that will be 245. First of all, we have calculated the CP of 250 bulbs, because CP of one bulb is given to us, that is rupees 12, and we need to find the CP of 250 bulbs, so it will be 250 into rupees 12, that will be equal to rupees 3000. And 5 bulbs were fused, so the number of remaining bulbs is equal to 250 minus 5, that is equal to 245. Now, as that person has sold the remaining bulbs at the rate of rupees 15 each, so SP of one bulb is rupees 15, SP of 245 bulbs is 245 into rupees 15, that will be rupees 3675. So SP of one bulb is rupees 15, SP of 245 bulbs is rupees 3675. And we know, or we have seen in this slide, that CP of 250 bulbs is 3000, we have calculated. SP of 245 bulbs is 3675, and we know that SP is greater than CP, so it is a case of profit. So profit is equal to SP minus CP. So subtracting SP and CP, you will be getting 3675 minus 3000, you will be getting rupees 675. So profit is equal to 675. So if I need to find profit percent, then first of all we need to find profit. So to find profit, we need SP and CP. We have calculated in this question SP and CP separately, and then we have compared SP and CP whether it is a case of profit or loss, and we have seen that SP is greater than CP, so it is a case of profit. We have calculated profit. Now we want profit percent. So profit percent will be equal to profit over CP into 100%, that will be equal to 675 over 3000 into 100%. So after solving, you will be getting profit percentage as 22.5%. So profit percentage, how we have calculated? Profit over CP into 100%, that is equal to 675 over 3000 into 100%, and it will be 22.5%. So profit percentage in this question is 22.5%. Coming to question number 7, Rohit bought an old scooter for rupees 11,500 and rupees 1000 on its spares, and he spent rupees 1000 on its repairs. He sold it for rupees 15,000. Find the loss or gain percent. One boy named Rohit has bought an old scooter for rupees 11,500 and he had spent rupees 1000 on its repairs, and he sold it further for rupees 15,000. Find the loss or gain percent. CP of the scooter is rupees 11,500. Money spent on the repairs is rupees 1000, and this is the question of overhead expenses. We have learnt one concept, that is of overhead expenses, and other name of overhead expenses is overheads. So we are supposed to add the money spent repairs into the CP. So, and SP is given to you as 15,000. CP of scooter, CP as I told you will be the sum of 11,500 plus 1000 rupees, that is the overhead charges or overheads you can say. So it will be 12,500. So the CP of scooter will be 12,500 and SP is given to you as 15,000. As SP is again greater than CP in this question also, in the previous question also we have seen. So SP is greater than CP. So profit is equal to SP minus CP. So it will be 15,000 minus 12,500. It will be 2,500. So profit is equal to 2,500. And profit percentage will be given by profit over CP into 100%. So it will be 2,500 over 12,500 into 100%. After solving, you will be getting answer as 20%. So children, we have seen in question number 7 that this question number 7 was based on the concept of overhead expenses or overheads, and we have learned this concept, and we know that we need to add the money, extra money spent on the transportation, repairs, taxes, etc. into the cost price. So we have taken the total CP and SP was given to us, and then we have compared the two, and we have come to know whether profit is there or loss is there, and then we have calculated profit and profit percentage. Now question number 8, at what rate percent per annum compound interest will rupees 5,000 amount to rupees 5,832 in 2 years? This is the question of compound interest concept, and this time in this question we need to find the rate percent. Amount is given to us. Amount 2 means this is the amount given to us, that is 5,832 is the amount. So principal is 5,000. Amount 2 means this is the amount given to us, that is amount is equal to 5,832. N is given to us as 2 years. We need to find out rate percent, that is R. We know the formula. Amount is equal to principal bracket 1 plus R over 100 raised to the power n. So putting the values, 5,832 is equal to rupees 5,000 bracket 1 plus R over 100 raised to the power 2. Now this 5,000 will be shifted below 5,832. So 1 plus R over 100 square will be equal to 5,832 divided by 5,000. As this 5,000 was being multiplied to 1 plus R over 100 raised to the power 2, when it will be shifted to left hand side, it will be in division. So it will be 1 plus R over 100 raised to the power 2 is equal to 5,832 over 5,000. After cancelling, you will be getting, it will be equal to 729 over 625, and we know that this is a 729 is the square of 27, 625 is the square of 25. So in this manner, you need to definitely, after cancelling out, you will be getting the square terms, and you need to find the square of the numerator as well as the denominator. Here in this case, as it is a square, because we n is given to us as 2 years, so it will be 27 over 25 square. Now on both the sides square is there, so what we are left with now? So we are left with 1 plus R over 100 is equal to 27 over 25. But we want R. How we will be getting R now? This 1 will be shifted to that side and it will be subtracted. So the equation will be now R over 100 is equal to 27 over 25 minus 1. And you will, when you will be solving it, you will be getting R over 100 is equal to 2 over 25. So R will be equal to 2 over 25 into 100, and after solving you will be getting R is equal to 8. So the rate is equal to 8% per annum. Now question number 9, the discount on an item for sale is calculated on. Discount is basically the reduction in prices, and whenever you must have observed yourself also, whenever a person or a shopkeeper gives a discount on particular item, then he gives a discount on the price which is being written on the article. And what that price is called? That is a marked price. We know that. What do you mean by a marked price? The price written on a slip attached to an article, it's called marked price. And whenever we get a discount, a shopkeeper always subtract the discount from the tagged price or the price written on a slip. So the answer of this question will be marked price. The discount on an item for sale is calculated on the marked price. Question number 10 is true or false. You are supposed to tell whether this statement is true or false. Compound interest is the interest calculated on the previous year's amount. Children, many times while discussing in the lecture, summary lectures, I told you that there is only one difference between the SI and CI. What is that difference? In SI, the principal will remain same, for all the number of years whatsoever is the time duration given to you. But in case of compound interest, the amount of the previous year is the principal for the next year, and we have solved many questions on the basis of this concept. So what will be the answer of this question? Compound interest is the interest calculated on the previous year's amount. Yes, definitely this is a true statement, because we know that amount of the previous year becomes the principal for the next year. So this statement is valid and this statement is true. Coming to the homework part, dear children, as I have discussed the solution of assignment 2 in this, you are supposed to complete this assignment, and on Friday, that is tomorrow, there will be a test of this chapter from NCERT and assignment 1 and assignment 2. I have already informed it in advance on EdQuark site regarding the test. So please check the details from EdQuark site, and according to the time duration and whatsoever it is mentioned, whatsoever are the details mentioned on EdQuark site according in the homework column, you are supposed to look at that and please be prepared for the test. And I hope you will be able to complete this assignment too, and you are supposed to prepare for the test also. So prepare well from NCERT as well as from assignment 1 and assignment 2. I have already informed the details, mentioned the details of the test regarding the test in the homework column of EdQuark site. Please go through that. Thank you so much.